the little tiny like one-liner things I throw in, or like
you should be recording yourself then.
Yeah.
Because when you record yourself, all those little sweet lines you can capture, and then they just keep building that up.
Yeah, I know. I sometimes I do that. I try to get most of my things recorded and stuff.
Because you had a couple of lines in there that I was like, that's brilliant. And if you forget them and don't use them again.
Yeah, I probably don't even remember.
I think I wrote a couple of them down.
Oh, really? Sweet.
Yeah.
I swear, I was born in something with dark pigment, and it went into my skin, and that's how I'm black.
Oh, so it has nothing to actually do with basketball?
No, nothing at all whatsoever. It's not related. Just a coincidence that all black people are good at basketball except me.
Rolling. Okay, auditions. So first up was Marvin.
It's Marvin Ishmael, Marvin Ishmael.
Are we rolling?
You're rolling.
This is like, all I want to see is a couple minutes. This is just kind of we do this for these guys.
Okay.
So just give me a couple minutes and we'll go from there.
I was born in Trinidad, and in the Caribbean, it doesn't matter what problems you're going through, you take things sort of easy. So in the midst of your troubles, you can still laugh. Well, things were going very well in Trinidad, because of the gas. Price of gas is up, so Trinidad, the economy is doing tremendously well. I was in Port of Spain, which is the capital of Trinidad, and there I saw a beggar. He had one hand stretched out. So, being a good Christian guy, I went, handed him $1. He said, thank you. 2 days walked by, I was in Port of Spain again. There I saw the beggar. He had both hands stretched out. Now, I wanted to find out, hey man, what's with this? So I went up to him and to ask him, what's happening with the hands? He says, well, boy, sir, business doing so well, I opened up a branch. Well, 2 days after that, I was in Port of Spain again, and there was the beggar, both hands outstretched, and he had a basket on his head. Now, this really and truly, I needed to find out more about this beggar. So I went up to the beggar, and I said, partner, what is happening today? He says, well, boy, the branches are doing so good, I opened up a head office. Just as I was about to leave Port of Spain, I was in Port of Spain again, and there he was. This time he wasn't alone. He had a gentleman that looked like he was from Korea. On the other side, there was a man who looked as if he was from the Middle East, and another one who was from Canada. They were all dressed exactly alike. I went up to the beggar and I said, sir, what is happening? He says, boy, business took off so much, I'm now selling franchises.
All right, man, thank you. He's good. I like him. I think he's going to do well tonight because he'll do his whole story, and it'll be. I think he's kind of got some endearing qualities to him. He'll be good.
My name is Tammy AuCoin, TammyAuCoin.
What? Oh yeah. So I just want a couple minutes. You don't have to do it right to me. You can do it past. Just don't do it into the cameras.
Okay.
Whatever. I know it's.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's awkward, but that's fine. It always is.
I think it was more of I came out of the womb and everybody started laughing, and I knew my destiny was there. So. A couple minutes of my routine?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, do you mind if I do it like right from the start, because that's
sure.
the only place that
if that's, yeah.
Okay, and you can just cut me
I'll
off.
just cut you off, sure.
Okay, okay. Hi,
okay, stop. No, just kidding. All right.
Okay,
thanks for coming down. No, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. Yes, hello. How is everybody doing tonight? My name is Tammy, as he has mentioned, and just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am happily married and have been happily married for 7 years now. But we just celebrated our 11th wedding anniversary. Yeah, it's all good. But you know what? Don't worry about it. It was all at the beginning of the 4 years of trouble. Anyway, no, it's good. For as long as I can remember, which is pretty long, and I'm not just talking yesterday, but as long as I can remember, I have always just had a file, and I've just written in there funny things, like things that I like, what is up with that? Like, what's funny about that, And I can tell you. I'm like, passport? How spontaneous can it be? You gotta get there is a 2-month waiting period for passports. Like, it is crazy, Like, has everybody here got their passport? No? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? I'm just going to warn you, like, you really need your passport if you're going to look at a plane right now. So you might want to get in line. Well, I'm just going to warn those people that haven't been to get their passport. When you go to get your passport, the first thing the guy says to me is, okay, take off all your jewelry and don't smile. I'm like, don't smile? That is not going to look anything like me when I go through that airport. And he's like, no, I'm serious, you can't smile. And I'm like, okay, fine. This is terrible. Like, as soon as I'm heading out the door saying, bye, honey, watch the kids, boys, be good for your dad. And I'm like permagrin on my face. Yeah. And so anyway, I'm like, buddy, I gotta smile. He goes, no, ma'am, you can't smile. You know, it's the law. I'm like, okay, fine. So I can just see going into the airport, you know, with my little grim passport photo and having the guy at the checkout saying, ma'am, this doesn't look anything like you. I'm like, I know. I told the guy there that I was going to be smiling the whole way. And he's like, ma'am, you got to stop smiling. And anyway, I can just see him now when he says, you know what, we have ways to make you stop smiling with a rubber glove. It's like, oh, okay.
What are you talking about? Okay, you're crazy. Okay, what I'm doing is I am going to be putting the order numbers in a sombrero. And that way they can know what order they're in and wherever the number they pick. But I'm going to slip this one in. It says go home. Just because I'm a little cruel and I think it's funny. What did you get? It says go home. I thought that'd be funny. It's number 3, I believe. Are you ready to get the show started? Are you ready to kick it off? Your first guy, very funny man, and like I said, from Ontario. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the very, very funny Paul Mussell.
Oh, I just do the same as last night, you know, see what the good Lord leads me to and give her my best shot.
I come from a small town, and you know you're from a small town when you dial the wrong phone number and you know the person answers.
Yeah, I felt bad for Paul Mussell because his mic wasn't on. He hit the mute, as soon as he grabbed the microphone, he hit the mute button, and that's why he had nothing. And people could still hear, but it was that it affected. And so I was trying to get up there, but I'm waiting for a break, and he kept pumping, he kept going from one, and he'd go right into the next one, and I'm like, So finally I was like, I just got to jump up there. As soon as he finishes the punchline, boom, I jump up there. Hang on, let me get this for you.
There, is that better? I wonder what was wrong. Okay, thanks.
So that affects things, you know, and you can only do so much.
Remember growing up, my grandfather around the big dinner table would say, eat your peas, it'll put hair on your chest. And I'd look over at my sister and she'd just be wolfing down her peas. Now I got kids of my own, do you think I say, eat your peas, it'll put hair on your chest? No way, I don't tell my kids that, because I don't want my daughter growing up looking like my sister.
It went well, other than the mic wasn't turned on. So when I started, I just couldn't, I should have done a sound check before, then I would have known exactly what it sounded like, and then just, you know, and then there wasn't the energy coming back. But and then Leland came up and straightened the mic out, and then we kind of got it rolling then.
He came over the other day to borrow my chainsaw. And this is a really annoying neighbor, and I said, are you sure you know how to start up the chainsaw? And he said, oh yeah, no problem. I said, well, start it up and show me how it works. And my neighbor went like this. I said, no, you don't start it up like that. You gotta turn the on switch on right here.
Wil Twynstra is returning, and Jim Tice is returning from last week.
Oh, I'm going to bring the funny. I'm going to bring my A game. I'm going to work like crazy. I'm going to go out there and have fun. And I'm going to win or have a really good time at the same time. No, I am. I'm going to get there. Tonight's the night. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the very funny Jim Tice.
You need to make you go up and down the stairs.
Let's give a big hand to Leland. Give him a big hand. Give him. Oh, he's already got big hands. Never mind. Nobody told me there'd be stairs. Oh. I was driving down the road. I saw a sign. It said shiatsu massage. I always wondered what they did with those little dogs. I started out of breath and it was like, okay, here's the first thing. But it was fun. It added a whole different energy. It was just fun because, I mean, you know what? It's the things you don't expect that make it more fun. I'm afraid of a lot of things, actually. I'm afraid of a lot of things. I'm afraid of bears. Anything 500-600 pounds in a fur coat and it's not a relative scares me.
Jim again. Like I said, I know what I get when I get Jim, and I said this last week, and that hasn't changed.
They're coming at me, 50 miles an hour. I gotta hope he's gonna swerve to the side.
And the bear stuff, it kind of slowed. It didn't start off. You know, he built it up and ended really strong, but there was that little lull in there that shouldn't have been. But he's still, again, professional, consistent, and I know what I'm getting with Jim. He's a solid act.
Yeah. He sold me this. You tie this on your belt or on your backpack, and while you're hiking, it frightens away the bear. Apparently, grizzlies are afraid of reindeer.
I'm feeling pretty horrible right now. I could blame either the omelet or the waffles, one of the others. Not sitting well, stomach spinning, so yeah.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing tonight? Good. Listen, one question I want to ask right off the stop. How many here actually live in Curtis? Yeah? Okay, that's pretty consistent all across the board. When I ask that type of question to a city, very few people are from Curtis. So it's a consistent thing across the board. But I am glad to be here, and I know what some of you are thinking right off the bat. You're thinking, so you're telling me this guy's funny and incredibly good looking?
Tim Boyle, he was amazing tonight. I thought he just nailed everything. I mean, I don't think there wasn't a low spot in his entire act.
And just as they're about to get close to me, I just do this. And you laugh, but I have broken more ankles than the Sopranos, if you know what I'm saying. I have had morons flying over me left, right, and center because they didn't always want to go down that fast, you know what I'm saying? And actually, while we're on the topic of flying morons, I was boarding the plane to Calgary the other day.
Quite honestly, I think I nailed it.
She kept coming and coming. And she was 3/4 of the way down the plane, people. She is now 2 people in front of me, and this man finally stops her and says to her, "Excuse me, ma'am, what seat are you looking for?" And she said this, no word of a lie, it's an absolutely true story. She said, 1D. So like the cynicism that I have for the intelligence of mankind just begins to erupt to the surface. And just as I am about to lash out at her for being an idiot, or Calgary itself, which is a whole other story, I hear the voice of my wife in my head. And she says this, "Sweet mole?" Because that's what she calls me. Because I have a mole.
I felt real good. My family was in the audience, so there was, when my wife's never heard me tell the joke about the sweet mole thing. So the conversation with her afterwards was,
Sure, the airline has all those numbers neatly lined up all the way down the plane, but do you realize that there is no sign anywhere in the airplane or in the airport itself that specifically says that those numbers are going to be in numerical order?
Everything was boom, 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 hit, hit, hit. It was crisp, it was perfect. If he had 45 minutes, it's unquestionable. He would be the guy.
No, okay, well, this next guy, very funny guy, also an Ontario fellow, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the very funny Marvin Ishmael.
you know, it was funny because Marvin did his stuff and he did his stories and they were good and they were funny. But right off the top, he did some kind of riffing that, you know, and he did great with it. People loved it.
Good evening. Can you see me? I know that the light is a little bad and I'm a little darker. Okay, now I am. Happened only yesterday.
So, you know, we try to add a couple of things at the starting to get them to feel at ease and let them know that it's okay for me to laugh at myself as well as them laughing at the materials.
And I was sharing with my friends down in the Caribbean how enlightened elections were here. I was working for a party whose name I would not mention, but it so happened that there were a couple of people in my neighborhood who needed assistance to get to the polling stations. And so they provided a beautiful van. I drove the van, picked them up, took them to the polling station. They marked their X. Away they went home. Well, my guy and his friend said, but Marvin, that is nothing new. In Guyana, every time we have elections, politicians take the biggest bus they could find. They fill it up with people and take those people to vote from polling station to polling station to polling station.
I thought it was like, you know, it was fun. I thought it was fun. I had fun. Kind of feeling a little bit of a connection here with you guys, you know, and just hoping I can share just a little something with you. I'm not quite sure how to go about this, but well, you know what, straight up, eh? Straight from the hip, right? I am a big fan of global warming. I am. You know, and it's safe to say that my husband is not a big fan of global warming.
Great personality and great, I mean, likability and just kind of this quirky little, you know, you want to laugh. It's just that stuff's not quite there yet.
He goes around, puts in all those high efficiency light bulbs, and while he's at work, I switch them to 100 watts. Yeah, I try and tell him that, like, not only can I see the corners of every room, but I'm heating as well. So, who's high efficiency here? Like, I gotta do all the thinking in our house. Oh yeah, sometimes it gets tedious, but anyway.
I'm bringing absolutely brand new material that I wrote this week, again. So I'm hoping it goes over really well. I had a lot of painting gigs this week, so rehearsing in the bathroom at 10 p.m. at night.
I'd given Wil a challenge because he said he wrote that in 7 minutes. That's 7 minutes in 7 days, basically. And I said, well, do it again. You got a week, come back, and let's see what you got.
So I'm thinking he wants me to put my money where my mouth is, basically, and prove to him that I've written something new. And that's really what I want to honor his request with that.
Married guys, okay. Do your wives ask you questions? I'm not talking about simple questions like, where are the car keys? Yeah. You know, that's actually pretty complex usually. I'm talking about like, where are the kids? Sorry, again, pretty complex. No, I'm talking about questions that we have absolutely no clue about. Like my wife, she went out and bought one of those hair straightener thingies, you know? And she pops her head out of the bathroom and says, hon, do I have enough time to straighten my hair? I'm thinking to myself, I haven't got a clue. So you know what I said? Sure. Do you know that it actually takes less time to build an ark and get the animals on it 2 by 2 and ration enough food for 40 days than it does to straighten hair?
Yeah, Leland couldn't believe that I'd written that week and that I'd been able to pull off a performance that well.
And so he came with new stuff, and I think it's clever, good stuff. It's just not ready yet, and you can't do it in a week.
But I said sure. So you know what comes with that word, sure? Waiting. Yeah.
It was rough. You know, you hit traffic every now and then, right? So.
No, we wait a lot. And it's funny because when a woman says 5 minutes, it's never just 5 minutes, is it? No, there's actually an
Never, ever, ever put the phrase quadratic equation into a stand-up bit. Yeah, quadratic equation stumbled me.
There's actually a rational, oh my goodness, sorry guys. There's actually an equation that goes along in the fine print when it's talking about the wait time. Oh my goodness, sorry. Anyway.
And this hadn't been on stage, and you can tell. Tough assignment, but man, he stuck, he kept to his guns, and you know, I gotta give him kudos for that. He's a funny guy, and if he keeps working on his stuff, he's gonna have. I mean, I really think he can be an amazing comic.
That's where we come up with the term fashionably late. Most women are notoriously late, but they're fashionable, so it's okay, right? The male counterpart to this is being disgustingly early, which explains why most men look the way we do.
No, I just pushed forward and just said, you know what, I'm going to plow this field, and that's it. So.
Sorry, just a second. Hi, how's it going? Good. Yeah, so I'm from Ottawa. Don't worry, I don't like the Senators. I don't like Toronto either, though. I thought I'd throw in a hockey thing because I figured a lot of them would be Toronto fans, but I don't even know. And this always happens when I'm on the bus. I swear the bus drivers have a game where they do that. They see how many people's faces they can make smash onto poles. They're like, so that guy in the corner, watch this. The guy's like, ugh! You always see a guy in the back crying. Like all the time. And I'm gonna cry, that really hurt my head. I actually smashed my head with the mic right here. It's like I got a lump, and I said it was bleeding. I thought I was lying, but it was actually bleeding. And I was like, oh man, I have to pee. So I started running, but you can't run too fast because you'll pee your pants. And you finally get to your house, and the hardest job you ever have to do is getting the keys out of your pocket. You're like, you're like, get out, get out! As soon as you get that door open, you don't care about anything, kick your sister, you're like, ah! You're running, pull your brother off the toilet. Once when I was little, my mom thought it'd be smart to double knot the drawstring on my pants.
Daniel, man, he comes with stuff that, I don't know, he gets on stage and he's a new guy. All of a sudden, he's just boom, boom. I mean, he was hitting with stuff that I was like, wow, that's hitting? You know what I mean?
There's no way to walk out when you know you're in the wrong washroom and look cool. You can't just walk out and be like, there's a girl screaming in there. I heard her. I ran in to save her. Good news, she's okay.
I have a weapon, people, and I will use it.
I'm only going to ask one person to be the finalist tonight. So my choice is between Jim and Daniel, and you just hold in the middle. No, well, here, hand it to Jim. Jim, it's what I said last time. I think I know what I'm getting when I get Jim. You're very consistent. I know you got chops, and I'm going to ask you to be a finalist, to come to do the finals with.
Thank you. Ah! I can't believe it. I was like, really? Oh, wow. It was, yeah, it was, I mean, yeah, I enjoyed my set. I had fun. I felt good about it. I thought it might be Daniel, or I thought it might be Tim. I really thought either one of them. I mean, you know, Tim had a terrific, strong set. I mean, Daniel, I love Daniel's style. It's different. It was, I thought either one of them. I thought, yeah, see, it could be either one. And then it wasn't Tim. I went, oh, well, it's Daniel. And then he's like talking, you know, yeah, okay, so now talk to me. And then, you know, it'll be like, but I'm not taking you. And then it'll be like, Daniel, you know, you're the guy. And I'm like, yeah, I can understand that. And it was like, what? I'm going? So, yeah.
That's the finals. Is that anticlimactic now?
I'm disappointed. I mean, because I have worked my butt off for this man, and I assumed it would get me a shot to the finals. And you know, I slipped him 20 earlier today. So like serving him, emceeing for him, slipping him cash, nothing. So I'm bitter, and I'm about to leave and take the van. He can get home on his own. So, you know, what are you gonna do? No, I can't end like that, quite honestly. I am thrilled that I even had the shot. To see the build-up, you know, from introducing to get this far, to create a 7-minute set, and he was so huge in helping me even get a set ready that really did well. I'm just thrilled to have been given the shot. So looking forward to doing more stuff as well. So.
Yep, back to the farm, see my cows, and life goes on, and luck of the rodeo, I got drawn first, and maybe didn't have a good ride today, but we'll be back at her.
Final 6. Wow, I even know one of the guys in the final 6. Chris Gersh from out west.
Oh.
Yep. Met him down in Texas about a year and a half ago. So yeah, I look forward to meeting the others, and wow, what a great experience.
I'm just gonna go home and beat up my pillows and cry myself to sleep and stuff like that. Psych! I loved it. Peace out.
That's a good question. Thank you for asking.